Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Commissioner meeting, 1st of January, or December. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So just a quick reminder, we're being recorded differently by the little owl up here. So whenever you speak, it's going to look at you, but you probably won't be able to notice it. And if you whisper back there, it may take off from up here and look at you. So just in case you talk over somebody, you may end up being the focus of the attention. Anyway, moving on. Approve the minutes from November 17th, approve accounts payable vouchers and the payroll dockets.
Make a motion to do so.
I second the motion to approve the minutes, payable vouchers and the payroll docket.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And next we have Patty. Hi, Miss Patty.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good, good.
I am here to conduct the public hearing for the Child Advocacy Center project. If you haven't signed the sign-in sheet, if you don't mind signing that. On or before December 22nd, Jefferson County, in cooperation with the Child Advocacy Center of Southeast Indiana, will be applying to the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs for a $500,000 community development block grant from the Public Facilities Program. And the funds will be used to rehabilitate the building located at 601 West Street in Madison. The total project cost is $788,778. So a 500,000 we will be requesting from the grant, and then the balance of the funds will come from the Child Advocacy Center. Currently, they have an application pending with a foundation to try to help with the matching funds. We will not find out until December 6th if that has been funded. So we are conducting a public hearing tonight, and then we'll be conducting another one on December 15th. So that we will then know that the matching funds have been committed, and we'll be able to get that in the public hearing minutes. So let's see. I think that's it. Does anybody have any questions? I'll open it up for public comment. With no questions or comments, then I move that we close the public hearing. Okay. And if you've got the sign-in sheet, I've got a couple other things to have you guys sign. One is the signature page for the application. Ron, I need you to sign there for me. And then a cooperation agreement. We also will be holding a public hearing over in Scott County because the project will benefit residents of Scott County and Jefferson County. So we will need a signature for the cooperation agreement between Scott and Jefferson County. So. All right. I think that's all I've got. Thank you.
Well, doing good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Revolving loan, Erica, are you? Oh,
But the same office that Patty mentioned, the Office of Community and Rural Affairs, awarded Jefferson County $250,000 when COVID hit our county, and the Board of Commissioners, which is you all, also contributed an additional $50,000 to that relief fund. We were able to award 12 businesses 2 years ago. Part of the terms for that revolving loan program are that after 2 years, when those businesses have made all of their payments to the halfway mark, then you as a board will forgive the rest of their loan. So we are able to revolve that loan now to 6 more businesses. And you have a list of all those businesses and the amounts that they will be awarded. I believe all of them are here today, so you can call them up and they can receive their check.
Sounds good. You want to do that part? You work so hard at it.
No, you
Yeah.
guys can do it.
Yeah.
It's your program.
She should do it.
You should, is all that you put into it.
Yeah, get up there and do that. Come on.
Bobby said so.
You just-
Only because you're my bosses.
No, no, you deserve a pat on the back.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the work you've put in.
It's your thunder.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, well,
If you.
yes. Aaron's Auto Detailing, the owner is Aaron Gray, is receiving a check in the amount of $21,500. I did it in
Alphabetic.
order. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Boneyard Grill, owned by Jeff Lawson, is also receiving a check in the amount of $21,500. And while you're up here, yeah, he also is the owner of Jindy's of Hanover, and Jindy's of Hanover will also be receiving a check in the amount of $21,500. Congratulations.
Thank you guys very much. Thank you.
Then we have Dittos, which the owner is Richard Sanders. And he is also receiving a check in the amount of $21,500.
Thank you, Mary.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We have Family Time Catering, owned by Vicky Weiner. She is receiving her check in the amount of $21,500.
Thank you, guys.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
And then last but not least, we have Mrs. Melanie Storm, representing Joel Storm for Storm Contracting, and they are receiving a check in the amount of $21,500. You're welcome.
All
Congratulations.
right. Appreciate you very much, Erica.
Yes.
Jason Craney, is Jason out there? What? All right. And the WTH agreements. With the Army Corps of Engineers.
Both are for the city of Madison it's for like their software programs. The first one is for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers for their floodplain management study, and they're just wanting to use some of our GIS layers. These are just normal agreements that you guys sign quite often from WTH, and they prepare them and take care of everything for us. And then the second one is for their permitting software for also city of Madison. It's called OpenGov. We're just basically agreeing to share our GIS information.
I move we sign or agree with the two limited use agreements between WTH and U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and the city of Madison for their use.
I'll second that motion.
More questions or comments? If not, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. And we have appointments. Sarah has put it in large print for us. I have put my glasses on. Thank you. 1-year term beginning January 1st, 23 to December 31st, 23. Lindsay Wynn, County Employee Insurance Company. Megan Humphrey, County Employee Insurance Committee. Robert Phillips, County Employee Insurance Committee. Nancy Sobek, right? Property Tax Assessment Board of Appeals. Becky Law, Property Tax Assessment Board of Appeals. John Schaefer, Jefferson County Alcohol Beverage Board. Patrick McGrath, Jefferson County Attorney. Erica Klein, Southeast Indiana Regional Plan Commission.
I'll make a motion to accept the named individuals to serve on those committees.
I second that.
More questions or comments? They've been voluntold.
Voluntold.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Appreciate it. Next, do this one here. Bobby Little, appointment, 1-year term beginning January 23 to December 23. Jefferson County Pauper Attorney Board, Jefferson County Employee Insurance Committee.
So I move we accept the appointments of Bobby Little to those two boards for 1 term. You have to second.
I second it. Yeah,
All those in
about
favor?
that, do I, all in favor? We can't vote. Thank you. Ready? David Bremer appointment, 1 year beginning January 23 to December 31st, 23. Jefferson County Board of Tourism, Regional Development Authority Advisory Committee, Southeast Indiana Solid Waste District Board, Jefferson County Plan Commission.
I make a motion to accept David Bramer for the mentioned committees.
I second. No more discussion or comments? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay. Appointments. Now, I did talk to Dr. Hostler today, and I didn't tell you where the meeting was. You found us. You're up if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm here from the health department, and we've had with the change of administrators, and then the COVID vaccinations that came up back a year or two ago with COVID. The processing and the billing was taken care of by a state organization called Zotec. They did all the billing. We just gave the shots and moved on. This year, COVID, Zotec wasn't available. It later became available, but we did our own billing. And when you bill, you got to bill for shots and the vaccine. So it's like double billing. All that has to be recorded. And with the new administrator and all the extra stuff that we had to do for billing, we got behind. We have I think 5 or 6 different funds that we have to log whatever we spend into, and some of that's grant money. And some of that grant money to depend on the financials have to be kept up to date. We've gotten behind in that. And that a lot of those 3 or 4 employees are paid out of those grants. And so I've talked to a couple of the administrators, and what we would like to do, we've got some money that we could probably take from some of those grants. I talked to Tammy Monroe, who is quite familiar with the books. She would be willing on a short-term basis, short-term, hopefully no more than 2 months, use that money to pay her to help get the books in line. I'm going to go in and do what I can do, although I'm not a bookkeeper, but I can at least push buttons and stuff and see if we can't get things back on track. So we're here to request being able to take some money out of some of the funds that we have, and just to try to get the books up to date, and then proceed from there. We actually had to stop giving some vaccinations because of that. And we don't like to do that, but we had to back off just because we were so far behind in billing, because all that stuff has to be billed. And somebody has to process it. And Lindsay, our new administrator, has to handle that too. So we just got behind the 8 ball, and we need to get back on track to make sure we keep those grants coming. So it's not going to cost the county any, I don't think.
I was going to say, what fund were they wanting to take that out of?
There's a COVID fund. I'm not sure which fund it is. I originally just presented to the commissioners, the proposal, and I knew we had some different funds that we could use to take the funds out of. I don't think that's an issue. Getting it out is just permission to do it. Somebody has to go through the commission.
Council board.
Yeah, so the council will need to be in on it as well, because I'm assuming we'll have to, at this point, we'll have to appropriate money in 2023 for this. Unless there's money in a salary line, a part-time help, or a contractual line that we could use.
We're kind of hoping to do it low key without a whole lot of rigmarole, because we need to get on it pretty quickly. And And I understand you gotta do what you gotta
If-
do, but
If money is not already appropriated, it's too late for this year to appropriate money. My cutoff with the newspaper was actually,
but if it's coming out of a
Wednesday.
fund that's already in existence,
if the money's already appropriated in that fund.
well, I don't think it's appropriated yet.
Right, so for money to be appropriated, I have to advertise 10 days before a public hearing to appropriate it. And it's already, my deadline was Wednesday at noon to have stuff to the courier for my Saturday advertisement for the 13th of December.
Okay.
And then that's the last time that council meets for the year. That's why I was wondering if there was money already appropriated somewhere that we could just transfer into a line. Because we would not have to advertise for that.
Well, there's not, I mean, it's just a grant. It's not appropriated for anything. It's just a lump sum.
Is it the ARPA money by chance that,
You're asking me something I don't have the answer to.
because that is not supposed to be used for payroll.
Okay.
It could be used to purchase, or the only payroll item that could actually be done was the employee premium pay for time that was worked during COVID.
I don't really see so much as payroll as a contracting, a subcontractor to come in and help short-term for the finances.
It's still considered payroll though.
We would have to have a
Even-
contract
even
on
under-
file to do it.
Even a contract.
You guys are the politicians, I'm not.
I just have to keep things in line for State Board of Accounts when they come. I'm the one that gets to hear if it's done incorrectly.
But some of those have to be earmarked or against payroll, right? I
If
mean,
there's money that's already appropriated, it could be transferred into a payroll type line
Right.
to do that. Or if there's a contract line, if we came up with a contract, we could,
Part-time help,
right,
they might have some.
we could do a part-time contractual, how we have done IT or other things in the past.
Well, we're hoping to not draw this out. And Robin Walsh, the chairman of our board, and myself, Policing Stack, would go in and do as much as we could do,
Right,
helping out too.
I think we just have to have it planned where that money's coming from first.
that's the kicker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because council's going to want to see that on the 13th.
That's our next step.
Yeah, I would say the 13th is probably, and tomorrow, if you want to give me a call or have Lindsay give me a call, we'll go through different possibilities of where we could transfer that money from.
Okay.
And then we could probably get started sooner if there's money already appropriated that we could use.
Okay. Well, this wasn't anything that was particularly planned. I mean, it wasn't
Right.
like we foresaw this coming.
But if she has supply money left over or something of that nature towards the end of the year, we might be able to move that. And start work immediately.
Okay, I'll get with you tomorrow. Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Let's see, it's Troy's hanging,
Bobby out there or not?
Yes, sir.
Troy's still here.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I don't have a whole lot, but for those who follow what we do with the burn bans and the drought monitors and all the other things, the drought monitor comes out, as you guys know, every Thursday. And though we've had a lot of more moisture than what we were accustomed to for the weeks prior, pretty much the southern half of the state is still at a D1 level drought or moderate drought. So even with the precipitation hasn't changed much, but it does help with, with the soil moisture, and I still think we're okay without a burn ban. There's no danger of that, but just thought it would be interesting for those that actually do follow and see what we do as we monitor that, with the precipitation, Indiana is still fairly dry in the southern half of the state. So don't have any concrete information on the FEMA status for Brushy Fork yet. There is some negotiations and reviews going on. And the 30-day extension that FEMA gave to DHS should expire, I think, sometime towards the end of next week. And I've had a couple of conversations with DHS about some Jefferson County involvement in trying to maybe reassess some of the damage claim to include some additional projects that we didn't include in our original claim, just to try and see if we can't, move that number a little bit. But as that develops, I'll make sure to keep you guys updated. It may require a sit down with Highway and DHS and you guys, so it would be, but I still have enough information to talk about it tonight, so.
You were mentioned in the presentation
Yeah.
yesterday.
Oh, really? Oh.
They're aware of it.
I'm sure they are. Yeah, I'm sure they are. They've got
Yeah.
three counties that are very aware of it, so I'm sure they are, so. And I know that they've been negotiating and trying to get FEMA to reconsider some of their cuts, so. But and like I said, we were in pretty good shape, but we weren't the lion's share of the total damage, so. Switzerland County is the issue, so. But as you know, we claimed 1.7 million, they validated all 1.7 million, so we might need to try and go back and add some additional projects to that may or may not be feasible, so I don't know, but that'd be for another conversation if it comes to that, so. But I'll keep you posted. That's all I have. Any questions for me or anything? I will tell you that we did go back Monday. I had a couple of meetings over the holiday weekend with DHS, and we needed to map and measure some of the debris piles that the county highway had moved to the roadside that hasn't been removed by people getting firewood and whatnot. But we also tried, or were asked to map some of the shelf rock and the creek rock in the waterways. And we were able to, we reflew that on Monday and were able to get some of those measurements, and that data is being processed by DHS through the ArcGIS system. So once those numbers are out, then that will probably decide whether or not this is a conversation that you guys will want to have with them or not. So once we can find out what the impact of that addition would be. So, but I'll keep you posted. If you have anything else for me, that's all I have.
It's good. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks. Bobby out there?
No, sir.
Nope. Okay. Dave Thomas not out there.
No, sir.
All right, Trish, you have anything? Just
Well, I just came just in case. I mean,
Yep.
is there any information y'all need? I'll just give you the report that we had 41 animals brought in the last month. 15 cats, 26 dogs. 7 were returned to their owners. We sent 2 out to rescue, and we had 40 adoptions, which was 16 dogs and 24 cats. And we currently have 6 in foster to adopt. I did have to euthanize 1 animal for health reasons. She just got sick, real sick on us, kind of quickly. That was a very sad day. Happened over the weekend, so we just couldn't get above it.
We know you don't like that.
No. Do y'all have anything?
No, I appreciate what you're doing.
Trying.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Anything else, Erica?
I'm just gonna stand here.
Yeah.
But
It'll find you.
Sarah does a really good job at making sure whatever I put on the blog gets put on Facebook. And I can see on the back end how many people are following the blog. The information that I put out there is very important information concerning broadband infrastructure for Jefferson County. Right now, we're in a challenging process with the FCC, and I'll be meeting with Ernie Holtree, which is from the Indiana Office of Broadband, discussing that challenging process that we're going through right now. If anyone is in a location where they either do not have internet or their internet does not operate as fast as they would like, without me name dropping any local internet providers, some of them claim that they are giving you a speed and they are not giving you a speed. And that is something that needs to be addressed. And if it were addressed, then the funding that is about to come down from the government we get more of it if we can prove that. So, you know, I get all the time that people don't want to go online and sign up for the portal and do all the things that I mentioned in the blog, and I understand that, and you don't have to do that. You can call me. My phone number for my office is on the broadband community page, and you guys put me in that position to be the ambassador for Jefferson County. So if someone is having a broadband issue, I just want to make sure they understand that they can call me and I can plug in the information for them and I can challenge it for them. But that window is closing in January. So that's all I had on that.
All right. Thank you.
I think when you say challenging, it's not just that it's difficult to do, it's that
No,
they
it's
come out with a
really-
map and you've said,
Yes.
that map's not correct, so you're
Yes.
challenging the accuracy of the map. So just so
Right.
people know that they're just, it's a hard thing, and she's trying to work through it. Well, there's.
No, for example, my home is located outside of city limits. We live in the country, and the internet provider that is providing us internet claims that they are giving us a 25 upload and a 3 download speed, which is what is supposed to be considered feasible internet for anyone in America right now. However, when I do a speed test, morning, noon, night, whatever time in my home, I am barely getting 15 upload and maybe 0.5 download, not 3. So that internet provider is saying that they're covering and they're taking care of my area when in fact they aren't. So the federal government, which is the FCC, they see that information and they have a map. And on that map, they put a dot there saying that area is covered. They don't need extra funding. Let's look at another area. So I have to go in and physically correct the information that's on that map. So
How do you check the speed? How do you check?
if you go to Jefferson County's broadband community page,
Okay.
there's links there. And one of the links will take you directly to the speed test. Right now it's being put on by Indiana Farm Bureau. They've partnered with Purdue. And so there is a speed test that anyone can take.
It checks in your home.
And it checks in your home. It's just very important to understand that if you're doing a speed test and you're using your phone, you need to set your phone on Wi-Fi and turn off your mobile speed, because if you do a speed test off of your phone, your speed test result is going to be showing possibly something from New York or Chicago saying that, yeah, you have great Verizon speed,
So
maybe. You don't have great necessary speed in the location
So
that
it's
you're in.
better to do it on your computer perhaps?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Why not? I'm in the same year.
Thank you.
It's a pretty quick test, so it's not, it doesn't take, oh yeah, it doesn't take that long.
I'm gonna call you if I have issues.
All right, my number's out there.
I talked to Ernie yesterday and I thought he said, and the guy from FCC was there, that the new map is coming out next week.
Well, that's what we
The
have. We have the new
supposedly
map right
corrected.
now.
Yeah.
Right, we had an old map and the old map was very,
Yeah.
very inaccurate. Now we have a new map that is updated, but there are still things on that map that need to be challenged.
He said we can appeal it, so.
Yes,
Yeah.
appealing. That's probably a better word. That's what we're in right now, the appeals process.
Right, okay.
Heather, anything from you? No? All right. You have a
Oh, I
project.
guess I could share that our budget was approved. So the council will be just looking over that. There were a few funds that did have to be decreased in appropriation, but the highest one, I think, was around $1,700, and then the lowest was $4. So within $3,000 of being exactly perfect. So we were very happy with that result.
Thank you. Any public comment? Bobby?
I really don't have anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just got back from the Indiana conference in Indianapolis and we're full of stuff up here. So I don't know how to share it yet. It's all good. It was really good information, I felt like. Yeah, Dave, I know you've got it.
So on the 8th, a week from today, we have the Unified Development Ordinance, which is the zoning ordinance and the subdivision ordinance, will be the public comment period, so they'll be able to. We have copies of. All right, she needs to get them. So we'll get copies up tomorrow. I'll get them to her, so we'll have copies of the drafts out there so people can start looking at those.
They are, okay, sorry, I thought you meant like the flyer.
Oh, no. So the drafts of the proposed ordinances are out there, so people can start looking at those and start generating the comments. You can, if you can't make the meeting, you can send them in, that's no problem, but the 8th is the public meeting for that. We had the meeting for, I think we've mentioned, so we had the meeting for the stormwater management with the offices in the county, and I know they're doing the kind of individual sessions with each of those to get those things started, to start getting input, to start to put together the stormwater management plan, master plan.
Okay. Surely that's not all.
You got anything?
Yeah, no, well, I say the conference was good. I got to talk to some folks about what we're working on here in Indiana or in our area here, Jefferson County, the treatment train. And got to meet some of the people off of the board that are meeting with the governor's task force to talk about what's going on. And there's some funds out there dripping down that we'll get our hands on. So it's pretty good. I was hoping Jason would be here, Jason Craney with the court services, for the recommendation to accept the University of Cincinnati needs and assessment proposal. So that's something that we need to do next. So we'll need him here to do that. So we will get him here at one of these meetings. Keep everything moving. It's kind of a slow time of year for some things right now anyway, but and then the meetings will pick back up in January a little heavier again. That's all I have.
My motion to adjourn. then.
Second that, I was going to see if that was.
I want to make sure it wasn't Jason. so-
Oh, Troy.
Sorry to disappoint you.
No.
You're never disappointed.
Never, yeah. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you all very much. The owl thanks you.